today I'm going to walk you through the process of how I make my sourdough bread, which was very highly requested by you. So I have fed my starter last night and now in the morning it's perfect to use. The starter needs to look like this, bubbly. The more bubbles you have, the more ready is the starter. And to check if the starter is good and ready to use, in the water that we have placed, which is 300 grams of mineral or filtered water, the starter should be floating. It should come on top, and if it sinks down, it's not good to use. Then after this, I add around 10 to 15 grams of salt. For baking the bread, you really need a good flour. You just cannot go to the supermarket and get type 405 flour. You need good bread flour with a lot of protein, and mine I order from Amazon, and it's Italian brand named Caputo, and it has 13 grams of protein per 100 grams of flour. The best is the flour to be between 13 to 14 grams of protein. And then for the recipe, I add 450 grams of the flour, and that's it. If you don't have a standing mixer at home, you can just mix it with hands or kneading fork until you get the same texture and everything is mixed. When working with sourdough, the fermentation process is very long but healthy and worth it. Cover with a towel after everything is mixed and leave the dough for 1 hour. After this 1 hour, we have something called stretch and folds, where we shape the dough to the wanted consistency. So after this 1 hour, we stretch and fold. You can water your hands so the dough doesn't stick on them and leave for 30 minutes. We will do our stretch and folds 3 to 4 times per 30 minutes, and you will see how after every time the consistency is just different, more thick, and it starts to look like bread dough. After those stretch and folds, leave the dough in a warm room or in the oven. You can do it with a turn lamp on for 3 to 4 hours or until your dough has double the size. After those hours, we need to shape the dough. I use rice flour that I put on my Benetton where my bread will stay overnight, but you can just put like a cotton towel in a bowl. Put flour on the kitchen counter and spread the dough. We will shape it like tortilla, and then just follow my movements until we shape it like a nice thick ball. Placing the Benetton or in the bowl with a cotton towel, cover it with another cotton towel, and then leave on the kitchen counter for around 30 minutes. After those 30 minutes, we're going to put it straight in the fridge for overnight for around 8 to 12 hours. In the morning, I cut my bread with this little knife. It's important to make incisions so the bread can open properly. If you don't want, you can just make one long line if you don't want just to draw like me. Preheat the oven on 250 degrees and place the bread with the lid on and bake for 25 minutes. And after this, remove the lid and bake again for 25 to 30 minutes on 220 degrees. It would be very easy for you if every time you make a bread, you just put this video on and do the bread with me. I was like this in the beginning until I remembered everything and created my own recipes as I like it. With time, you're going to do some twists and you'll find your sweet spot, but until then, just use this video.
It's amazing! Right now, I made it a little the bread because I'm not going to be here this weekend and I'm most probably going to eat several slices and it's going to be left for my boyfriend, so I didn't make it so big, but you can see how gorgeous it is. So let me cut you to show you from the inside.
And at the end of the video, you're going to find a very detailed step-by-step how to create your own starter, where you can just screenshot it and use it from your phone.
So it's very soft from the inside. I would really just and so crunchy from the outside. This is my favorite combination. So anyway, we're here now. Let me show you what breakfast I'm going to prepare myself with the sourdough bread.
Are we engaged? Because you had sex. By the way, it isn't like riding a bike. Like I fell off a few times.
So this is my breakfast. We have a small toast of sourdough bread, 1 boiled egg, a little bit of tomato, 1 pickle, and the feta that I showed you. Now on the sourdough bread, I have put it a little butter, and I'm going to use this spice, which is traditional spice from my home Slavic country. It's called chubrica and it tastes amazing. I'm going to put, by the way, my mom is doing it in her garden, and I'm just going to put a little bit like this on the toasted butter. Typical Slavic breakfast. I grew up with this plate, really. It's always going to stay here. Me and pickles, forever together.